Have you ever lost someone who is so dear to you? You had a relationship, you had a bond. But one thing most people don't know is that grief is more of a fear. The fear of loneliness, the fear of the pain will never end, the fear of the future, the fear of the memories are going to be forgotten, the fear of absolutely nothing. That's what grief means.
Be inspired, be motivated, be enlightened with your hosts, Diana and Catherine.
We normally feel the loss and grief because this person, we had a relationship with them. We had created a routine. This person was someone who had impact in our life. I lost my mom and it changed everything. But in this topic, I'm going to give you insight concerning how to comfort the grieving and some of the things you should understand concerning grieving. The problem with many people, when one person dies, they normally want to forget them so quickly, not knowing that this person was a dad to a child, was a mom to a child, was an uncle, was an auntie, was a brother, was a sister, was a husband or wife to their spouses. They normally want the memories to be forgotten, not knowing that memories should not be forgotten. They should honor the memories of the loved ones. But in this topic, I'm going to give you a different insight on how you can be able to comfort the grieving. Some of the things that you're going to understand about grieving process. So if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, kindly subscribe. Press the subscribing button, like it, and watch till the end. In this topic, I know it's very sorrowful, it's heart-to-heart topic, and when I was discovering about it, I learned a lot personally, because I mentioned earlier also, I also lost my mom. Not that it's so easy for me to talk about it, but I'm going to tell you some of the things that you may tell someone it hurts them. You may not know about loss and grief, but when you listen to this, when you know, now you know, you're going to change some things. You're going to change how you're living. You're going to change how you talk to these people, how you comfort them. And if you're in that state, you're now going to understand what happens in your life during grieving process. So be open-minded, be free to learn. Let's do this together kindly. How to comfort the grieving. This is very important. The support system is the most important thing when people are grieving. When I talk about the support system, I'm referring to the church, to the friends, to the relative. I don't know if it's African culture or it's our society. Immediately after burial, and the family depart out of that congregation or gathering, no one cares about them anymore. That's when people realize, oh my God, I've lost my mom, I've lost my dad, and what's next? You know, after that, burying that body, that's when reality hits these people more. So when the support system is so strong, it's going to support them in each and everything they're going to do. They're going to heal fast. But in our society, immediately after burial or matanga or whatever it is, people vanish. No friends, no relative, no one at all. No one cares about that gap that has been created. No one cares about the routine. But now, after you listen to this video, you're going to understand, you're going to feel it, you're going to know, wow, if this is what happened, I'm making a choice to stand for the grieving. And you're going to also to be passionate according to your friends, to your family members and relatives. Think about it. My first point is what words you can use to comfort the grieving and the words you cannot use to comfort the grieving. This is because not the words you use to comfort with the grieving, they are bad, but the way they take it, it's so different from whatever you mean as an individual. So I'm going to start with the words that you should never use when comforting the grieving. The first one is that I'm feeling your pain. The second one is everything happens for a reason. The fourth one is it's God's plan. They're in heaven. The fourth one is that at least your son had already accomplished university. At least you can now remarry. The reason that these words are very hurtful to these people, it's because the way you tell them, it's okay the way you tell them, but the way they take it, it's as if you're lighting the weight of the loss. You know, like everything happens for a reason. Why did I miscarry then? They may never ask you why, but the way it comes to them is like, what reason then? If it's God's will. Do God wants me to grieve? Did God take my husband so that I can be this miserable? These are what? You feeling my pain. Have you ever even miscarried? That's why you're feeling my pain. You understand? One thing you should understand, that these people who are grieving, they want to honor the memory. They don't want to forget these people. Yes, they want to move on, but they want to honor these memories. I gave you an example of an burial whereby people just come and they go. But now these people, that person who had the bond, that person who had a relationship with this person, they can feel the pain of the loss. They can feel that weight. But if you give them the words that try to mince or insinuate that this loss is nothing to them, it means something else. So words that you can always use is that you acknowledge the pain, you acknowledge the situation. I'm sorry for the loss. Show them that indeed this is a loss, but you're sorry for it. Another thing is that I'll always be praying for you. This means that you're always thinking about them. You are remembering them in prayer. Another one you can also say that in case of anything, I'm ready to talk. You can always give them an ear. Sometimes all they need is to share, to express themselves, to make you understand how they're feeling. Another way you can always tell them, I'm just a phone call away. SMS me in case of anything. If you need me, I'm going to be there for you. They need that assurance. They need that assurance that their memories of the loved ones are going to always be there. No one is forgetting about them. No one is lightening the weight of the pain. That's what they need. In short, they need empathy and companion. That's what they need. You can be sympathetic, but empathy is the best. And that make them feel that you understand what they're feeling. You can feel it like you part of them. You're part of the loss. Companion is that relationship, the bond that you're always there. You're always available. And this will help them heal so fast as possible. My second point is allowing them to let out their emotions. That it's okay to cry. It's okay to express yourself. It's okay to feel whatever you're feeling. You know, I'm going to use this point concerning men, how they express their feelings. When that moment you go to visit a grieving family, you find that the women cry, they comfort each other, that the children are crying, but you know, the husband, the man of the house, they are just there in silence. When they just doing their gloomy, clicking their mouth, watching, wondering, shaking their heads. I'm not saying you should cry in front of the women or the children. You can go to your bedroom and express your feeling. Cry, let it out, you know, or go somewhere, go for a picnic. Cry, just think about it and cry, letting it out as a man. It's very important. Something like death, grieving death, it's not something you should suppress, you know. One thing, you know, men want to go out to have the bottles, 1 or 2 bottles of a drink and alcohol, you know, and to have that gathering with the boys, have fun. But when it comes to grieving, when you go outside there with your friends, make sure you talk about it. Don't go for drink because you want to ignore the fact that someone died, or you want just to forget, alcohol to make you forget. If you have a man who is a friend and is grieving, anytime you go out for drinks or you go out for those men talk about it. Don't tell your friend who is a man up. Manning up is when that man can cry. They can cry on your shoulder as a man. They can, you know, they can express themselves. My third point is the support system. I told you that the support system, they normally make a huge impact when a family or a friend is grieving. This is because I have already given you that example that many people go to funeral, after that they just forget. But this is a husband, is a mom to someone, is a wife. That spouse go back to an empty house because the spouse is gone. This child goes to an empty house without a mom. Remember that a gap has already been created. So if you know a family that is grieving, if you're a female aunt, you can go there so that at least you can fill in that gap. This child can have someone who is looking up to them. You may sacrifice that time. You may never sleep there or stay there 24/7, but visit them as frequent as possible. Even if it's a father who died, try all the best. Don't, the first thing, you know what people do? They take the children to the relative. No, have that environment as a home. Because one thing that affects small children when someone dies is the gap, is the routine. This child is used to call mom, dad, but they are no longer there. Then you change the environment, it causes more damage, it causes more grief to this child. But if they're in the same homestead, you can as well like continue with the same sequence of routine and normalize the situation is very important. That's why good friends are very important, relatives are very important, the church is also very important. So if you can surround yourself with good people during grief period, they can always be there for you. It's so important, you know. So purpose to help them, purpose always to give someone a shoulder to lean on. If they are grieving, be there for them, talk to them, always send them SMSs, remind them that you're there for them. At those periods of time, those times is when people feel lonely, they feel hopeless, they feel to give up. But if you're there for someone, no, they will have an assurance and a reminder that they are still important to other people. My fourth point is honoring their memories. This is the most important part. I've told you, most of the time when someone dies, many people don't want to stay in that grieving situation or mourning situation. They want to come out of it as quick as possible. But for you who knows the bond, who has lost this person, a mom or dad, uncle, aunt, brother, sister, that gap has not been filled by anything. It's empty, you understand? It's as if something has been taken away from you. But people don't want to talk about them anymore. They want life to move on as fast as possible or as normal, everything to be just normal. But that can't happen. To people who are grieving, one thing I've told you, acknowledge that they have lost something dear to them, and by the time they come out of it, it takes a whole process. The first one is that fear of losing their memories, that no one will ever remember them. Let me tell you a short story. There was this girl that she lost both parents. So after she lost both parents, she was taken to a relative place. After she was taken to the relative place, guess what happened? She took everything that belongs to the mom. Everything, the clothes, the earrings, and placed them in the room. So since that, it was awkward to the auntie and the uncle, and they were like, this is abnormal. What they did, they took all those belongings and threw them away. You know, this girl ran away. She never came back. It was so hurtful, you know, because it shows that how can you take it away from me? This is the only thing that is remaining. Why take it out of me? Another story is this woman who had a son, and he already graduated. You know, we normally graduate on December. So during Christmas, the son died. Every Christmas, it's always a bad time for this woman. Not that she hasn't grieved the loss or she has not accepted the child as gone, but she has purpose to always honor the memories of the son every Christmas. Every Christmas is not a day to celebrate or anything, it's honoring. She always does the activity that they normally did with the son, you know, going visiting the places the son wanted. But many people have not cultivated that culture of honoring them. You're not doing rituals. Many people think that it's ritual. You've not yet moved on. Stop doing whatever you're doing. But whatever you're doing, you're hurting them, you know. Personally, I feel that's very important, and that's when many people go wrong. If you show someone that you can forget someone, like if you show me you can forget my mom, for me, it's dear to me. I honor the memory, you know. Think about it. Think about it. If you have ever gone this situation and you feel like this is what happens in your life, you're free to comment below. You can always inbox me and talk to me. It's very important. If you have a picture of your mom, of your dad, anytime you think about them, it's okay to look at it. There's nothing wrong. As long as any other day of the year is as normal, you're still happy. What always happen, people want us to forget the memories, but you can never forget the memory. You can always honor them and move on. That's when someone gives you a story, they talks about the dead as if they're here, as if it was yesterday. Even when they talk, they don't cry because they accepted it. They can even make a joke like, you know when my dad used to cane me Yeah, they're no longer alive, but you honor the memories, you can remember them, you can talk about it, you feel that love because the memory is honored, you've already healed, and the support system is also there for you. It's very important, my friend, and these are the things that I wanted you to know today. And never ignore them anymore, and try to practice them. Change the society. My fifth point and final point is respect their grieving process. This is very important. People tend to grieve differently. One person can grieve for a long time and the other person for a short time. Another thing, when you go to visit them, don't start the conversation of what happened. If this person hasn't told you what happened or they haven't started the conversation, don't start it. You understand? Tell them, if you're ready, you can always talk to me. When you start it, it sounds so different and it's kind of rude. You understand? So be patient with them. Don't lose hope with someone who is grieving. I've told you the support system is so important. If you're always going to be there or hang around them, the first they are going to heal. But another thing, don't make them forget the memories, taking them for outing, making coffee, distraction. Let not distraction being the main point. No, I've talked about honoring the memories and not forgetting them. Always remember them, that because many people want you to forget, but you can't forget. How can you forget? How can you forget love? Love can never be forgotten. It always grows. If you love someone, if they had impact in your life, you can never forget them. So be that friend who honors the memory. You're free to talk to this person. Give them a chance. Sometimes they just need that person to be around them. They just need an ear to be listened to, so that they can express themselves, so that they can share their memory. You understand? So guys, I hope you've learned a lot concerning this topic. It's new to you, but take it in, absorb it, try to practice it. I hope you've been entertained. I hope you've learned something. You can take something home, and since you've heard it, you now know, and knowledge is power. You can now use it. Don't forget the basic things, that we can never forget the memories of the dead, but we can always honor them. We can always talk about it. We can always live happily. We can always expand our love. One thing, many couples, when they lose their partner, they normally feel guilty to move on with their life. But if you want to know you've moved on, it's when you can now give a chance. Not that when you remarry means you're replacing your loved one. No, it means you are expanding the love to other people. And that shows the level of healing, the level of coming out of grief. And it's very nice. I've had many people, when they have lost their partner, they can now end up in another marriage. They can now move on with life, but you move on with the memories, you honoring them. So guys, thank you so much for watching to the end. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, kindly subscribe. I have a lot for you guys, and I'm here to bring more people here. I am going to be co-hosting, to be doing interviews, and as you can see, thank you for believing in me. I have more in plate. I have more we can share. We can all learn together and grow. So in case you may have any other topic, you're free to suggest. Talk to me. Kindly share this video. Many people need to know. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. And thank you so much. Give me a thumbs up if you like it. So guys, we are honoring the memories. So bye-bye. So guys, if you love to have the same hairstyle as I've done, I have a video. You can always watch it and have the same look as mine. I hope you love it and you've enjoyed the show. Thank you so much. Bye-bye guys.